When you talk about envisaging a Nigeria for thriving youths, you were able to point out the issue when it comes to that. You talked about not having the right atmosphere for youth to thrive and all that. So I just wanted to. I was actually doing a lot of write down, and I wanted to share some of my thoughts with you all. For this to work, I think we need to look at the concept of creative empowerment and appreciation of ideas. When you look at the Nigerian context, a lot of nonsense is being promoted. Sorry to say this. A lot of irrelevant things are being promoted in the Nigerian context. You remember there are a whole lot of live shows in this country where thousands and millions of Nigerians tune in just to do nothing, absolutely, just to sit and watch a whole lot of things that are not in line with national building and with the empowerment of the youth. So if we are going to be creating an atmosphere where the Nigerian youth will be able to thrive, we need to look at creative empowerment. We need to build platforms, build concepts where ideas, technology, innovations, creativity can also be empowered. Just look, for instance, I'm not trying to throw shades at anybody, but for instance, you have something like the Big Brother ongoing in Nigeria, in Africa, and the rest. If you have such a platform like that is geared towards promoting creativity, geared towards promoting ideas, geared towards promoting innovation among the Nigerian youths, I think it's something that would serve as a benchmark to the coming ones, because a lot of young people are going to say, okay, we have things like this that promote ideas, things like this that promote excellence. I think we should have a take from this point concerning things like that. But when the narrative is wrong and we have a whole lot of things that promote nonsense, it also creates laziness, the spirit of demeaning in the Nigerian youths. People are not even interested in what's creative anymore. I know back then, when I was still around, we used to have the Next Titan show. It was entirely business, innovative Nigerian TV show, and a lot of persons were really, really educated from it. You have the shows like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. A lot of young people were anticipating, people were studying. Back then, when I was here, I could see a whole lot of my little cousins who were really tuning into things like this to change the Nigerian youth narrative. So if we are pushing for a concept like this, which we are already, we should look at it from this point I'm saying. Secondly, I think we need to work on the concept of fostering national unity and integration. I participated a whole lot when I was here in the concept of the Luga Games, the National Sports Festival and all that. These are platforms that are being put in place to bring out the innovative concept of the Nigerian sportsman. A lot of Nigerian people, a lot of Nigerian young people were able to find their niche in sports, were able to find their passion in sports while in their various schools, alongside their academic performances, with their participation in sports in things like the National Sports Festival, the Luga Games, and the rest. So these are some of the narratives, these are some of the platforms that needs to be fostered, that needs to be encouraged, so that the Nigerian youth can thrive. And thirdly, I think we need to also look at the concept of political participation. It's something I keep saying all the time. We need to push the Nigerian youth to the understanding that politics is not a bad thing. A lot of young people think politics is a dirty deal, it's something that's bad, it's something that's evil, something that has to do with a whole lot of killings and all that, and are trying to shy away from politics. They need to be more and more involved in political participation, not just necessarily the leadership roles. Apart from the leadership roles, there are a whole lot of people behind the scene that are making these things work. So youths need to be more and more involved, because I tell you, the power of Nigeria as a whole is in the hands of the youth. You can remember when this whole cargoes want to carry out their political thuggery and all that. Who are the people they used to do all this? is the youth. So when you begin to create such atmospheres, you begin to create such platforms to help people to get educated, to get enlightened, to be visionary, we begin to have the Nigerian youth we desire, and then they begin to push this narrative back to their families, because as you're enlightening them, as you're educating them, you need to understand that these are family people, or these are people that are going to be raising families someday, so that they can take back this value system, these moral standards to their families, and begin to raise kids, begin to raise families, and then we begin to have the narrative of the empowered youth, the narrative of a better youth we're looking for in Nigeria. Thank you very much. I yield my submission at this point.